The ocean doesn't sleep. It waits. Engines screaming, boats airborne, spray everywhere. Chaos. Then, silence. Because sometimes it's not the fastest boat that loses. It's the smallest mistake. A 30-cent fitting or a $34 hose can take you out of a race. Just like that. This is offshore racing. And this is as the prop turns. Billy Moff didn't start as a champion. He started as a worker, running boats, learning them, understanding them, working under Don Aronow, the man behind cigarette racing. Moff's job was simple: demonstrate the boats. But what he brought to those demonstrations was something different. Not just speed, control, instinct. And then everything changed. A customer named George Gill stood watching. He didn't just see speed. He saw control. Gill bought the boat on the spot. And then, if I want to win, I need him. That same day, Billy Moff became his throttle man. And just like that, a career was born. But what followed wasn't a slow climb. It was domination. Over nearly 50 years, Billy Moff became one of the most successful figures in offshore racing. 18 world championships, 9 national titles, and in 2018, a Triple Crown season. No one's done it. But Moff didn't stay in one role. He evolved from throttle man to driver, taking full control of the boat and the outcome across Supercat, Superboat Unlimited, and Modified. Different boats, different eras, same result: winning. And in 1992, he took it even further, building his own catamarans, designing performance, engineering speed. Because for Billy Moff, this wasn't just racing, it was mastery. But offshore racing doesn't allow solo legends, because while the driver controls the direction, the throttle man controls survival. And for 36 years, Jay Muller has mastered that role: precision, timing, feel. The ability to read water before the boat even touches it. Because when things go wrong, when a boat lands wrong, when a system fails, or when that 30-cent fitting breaks, or a $34 hose gives out, he's the one fighting to keep it together. For over 2 decades, Billy Moff and Jay Muller have built one of the most dominant partnerships in offshore racing. Driver and throttle man, power and control. At 150 miles per hour, there's no time to talk, no time to explain. You either know or you don't finish. Championship after championship, built on trust, built on instinct, built on experience. And even now, the pressure hasn't changed. In 2026, Jay Muller is running triple duty: WHM Motorsports, Pro Class 1, Celsius, Superstock, Grade L, Supercat. 3 boats, 3 classes, 1 throttle man. Still competing, still delivering, still proving that experience is one of the most dangerous advantages in the sport. But this story doesn't stop at the finish line. Because Billy Moff isn't just a driver. He's a builder, a businessman, and the nickname says it all: the plumber. Off the water, Moff built one of the largest union plumbing operations on Long Island, a career that just didn't support his racing. It fueled it. Because everything you see on the water is built somewhere else first. And beyond business, there's something more. Moff and his wife have dedicated time and resources to giving back, supporting animal rescue efforts, and making contributions to wildlife causes, including donations to the zoo in Michigan City. Because for him, legacy isn't just about what you win, it's about what you give back. And for Jay Muller, that legacy lives through his family, his sons, Chase and Jax, now racing, competing, winning, carrying the name forward. His daughter is stepping into the sport as well. The next generation already in motion. For both men, this isn't just a career. It's a lifetime, a commitment, a way of life. Decades of racing, thousands of miles, championships, failures, survival. And it still comes down to this: not the fastest boat, but the one that survives. Because out here, nothing is guaranteed. Not your equipment, not the conditions, not your competition. Only one thing matters: what happens when the throttles drop. This is WHM Motorsports. This is Billy Moff. This is Jay Muller. And this, well, this is as the prop turns.
Hey, my name's Jason with WHM Motorsports. Take a tour of Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s trailer.
Oh, short ceiling right there where you walk in. So this is Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s old hauler?
Correct. The
Wow.
car used to be hauled above right here.
That's awesome. What
Yeah.
history.
Yeah.
So Billy Moff, WHM, riding around the highways.
Refrigerators, liquor cabinet, tools.
So just think, folks, Dale Earnhardt, the Dale Earnhardt family, Jr., Senior, all the people, they've been in here. They've probably touched every inch of this thing.
Here's a lounge up here.
Of course there's a lock on it. Oh, wow. Look at that. That doesn't speak history. I don't know what does. All right. Back as the prop turns, and I've had the privilege of Billy Moff and Jay Muller giving me their time. Guys, I can't appreciate it enough.
Yep.
I appreciate you doing this.
Thank you.
Billy, let's just get right to it. 49 years.
49 years, a long time. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. You know, I've always said in all the years of racing, you know, when the fun meet is here, you're gonna keep doing it. When the fun meet is here, you're gonna bail. I would, if I could do it all over again, I'd do it all over again because it's been that much fun.
But you started down, like you started in the P class.
No, I started with an A boat, then I went to a B boat, and then we had a C boat, and then we went to an S boat, then I went to a modified boat, and then I went to open class, and then I went to super boat, and then I went back to open for 1 year, and then it ended, and then we created Supercat. And then
You created Supercat.
yeah, it was me and Tom Abrams at the time, and then you know, just from there it just grew, and Supercat, unbelievable class. I mean, that's a class I truly do miss. A lot of, you know, the last 2 years, 3 years, shenanigans that went on in the class was very upsetting. You know, to go to a race like Lotto and work very hard to get the win, and then to get the win taken away because the guy missed a pin. And they don't listen. The problem with boat racing is if you don't govern the rules and the regulations, things are going to get crazy. You know, this new organization you got now, I got to tell you, they really did a great job here. There's no more protesting another boat racer. There's one rule that's going to be done. It's going to be done by Bob Teague. I've known Bob in my 49 years of boat racing. I've raced with Bob. I raced with him in
North Carolina.
North Carolina. And
How did you and Jay partner up? Because Jay, you've been around a long time too. How many years you been doing this?
37 years. And we raced against each other. We were always friends in racing. And then we both built Cobras back in, I want to say, the mid-90s. He built a 30 for the stock class. I was building a 36-footer for the modified class, D class. So we were always friends through the Cobra times. So we'd meet at the race sites, hang out, go to dinner, party and stuff. And then when we both moved into the Super Cat class, I had built my 40 Motion. I was racing with my dad, and he was racing with Joey and Prescia. And then he was racing with Pepe. My dad got out of racing, so I had a different driver almost every race, like a guy that would want to get in for a couple races. But we never really meshed well together. And then Pepe got out of it, and we had raced a good solid race against each other in Fort Myers. And at the airport, he was like, you know what? Why don't you come race with me? I'll drive you throttle, put your boat on the sideline. And that's what we did in 2005. So this is, yeah, we've been together. A lot of championships.
A lot of champions. I've got,
Lost count.
yeah, I think I don't know if I have 17 or 18 world titles. I believe there's 9 national titles. I think I did, 12 with you, right?
12 with me. I have like 18 or 20 world championship titles between APBA, SBI, OSS. OPA. I haven't even counted this.
This is boat racing history at its finest. So let's talk about your lounge, Billy.
So I go to the. I think we were running maybe stock outboard, and we go to Key West, and at that time these guys all had the big support trailers, and I used to just walk through the pit area and go, God, one of these days I just hope I got the money where I could go out and get one of these trailers. And then I had got my first 46, and Joey and Prescia was racing for me at the time. He's like, we're going to need a support trailer. I said, yeah, I know. So me and my buddy Lance, we went to Dale Earnhardt. At the time, I had DEI doing some motors for me, and we go there, and I jump on the guy's golf cart. I go to the front desk. How you doing, Bill Morph? I check in. Guy gets me in a cart. Senior says, hey, take him out there and see what he likes. And the guy's like, well, you got Jeff Gordon's trailer. I'm like, I don't want that. And Stevie Parks' trailer. I don't want that. This thing's sitting in the corner.
Dale Earnhardt Sr.
Sitting in the corner. Just got delivered. Yup, I found it. I walk inside. The guy's like, he'll never, ever sell you that trailer. He just got that trailer. He was actually going to set it up for Stevie Parks. Listen, it was Stevie Parks' last year. So,
so the trailer's got some history.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I'll be honest with you. I knew I bought it, and I didn't know anybody else would really know. And then people would come and say to me, hey, can I just walk through your trailer? I'm like, yeah, help yourself. Everything is open when it comes to me. And they'd come out and they're like, oh, my God, I didn't know you had Dale Earnhardt's trailer. I'm like, how would you know I had Dale Earnhardt's trailer? His logo, or however, would be the gray with the chrome with the red, but his lounge was always red. So the lounge area, the level lounge area was, but it's amazing how a race fan could follow racing and identify some guy's trailer by the inside of the trailer.
Well, let's be honest.
Crazy stuff.
You guys, WHM is one of the most recognized teams on the road. I've seen videos pop up. People in Michigan City love you guys. You've done so much for the zoo there. A lot of people don't know that. I think it's incredible what you do. And to have Dale Earnhardt's trailer on the road to history and just be able to sit here with you guys and chat, it's pretty cool. I appreciate it.
I've known Junior forever. Very good friend of mine. Tony's been in one of my 40s pictures in my shop of Tony sitting in a 40. Jim Ganesh was one of DEI's head mechanics, built some motors for us. They were reverse rotation, so they were illegal. So we really never got a chance to use them. 15 years sponsored by Mercury as an exclusive Mercury racing team. When you get somebody like Mercury that says, hey, I want to support WHM. We want our name on your boat. That really kind of really said it was. And I've worked for a lot of people between Arano and Kramer and Sal and Willie and all those guys. I go back a long time.
Yeah.
Long time.
And now, Jay, you've got your boys in the Wicked, the Motion.
Yeah.
And the tutelage, the knowledge you've given them, I think they're doing amazing.
Yeah, they're having a good time out there. It's great to see the boat back out in competition. I had sold it to a friend of mine, and he had it for 10 years, and he never used it or put it in the water. And then I ran into him in Key West, and I said, "Hey, I want to buy the boat back." He said, "Okay." So I bought it back. We re-rigged it, motors and stuff. Yeah, back in 2002. So it's a year older than Jack's, who's throttling the boat. Yeah, so no, it's fun. Oh, he loves coming to Key West and watching the races down there still. So
Every year,
it's great. Yeah,
every year he shows up.
Will we see you guys in Key West this year?
absolutely.
You should see us in Key West.
And you're going to run the whole IHRA circuit?
We're going to be doing the whole circuit. Of course, I'm going to support Michigan City because of the zoo. We're going to do Clearwater. I'll have my 2 races with the other organization, and we're going to do Key West.
That's great. What's your guys' hopes for this season?
Love to get a win. Yesterday, obviously we're in a smaller boat than everyone else in the class, but I think we've got it more dialed in. Yesterday we had a solid run going. Every time we run the boat, it gets better. Would love to get a win. A couple top 3s would be good. Yesterday we ended up with a 4th. I thought we were a little better than that. I'd like to come out and win Lotto in these guys' home backyard. Nice flat water race.
Which
That would
we've
be
done
good.
before.
Which we've come out there.
We've done it
beat these
before.
guys a lot in Lotto and Supercat class. So we've always had a good luck there. But yeah, a couple top 3s and have a good solid year.
It's difficult racing these victories there. 12 inches wider. The compression of the boat with that wider tunnel. I built the new 40, hoping that we were going to be able to throw the 1100s into the 40. The class kind of voted against it. We had a tunnel tab on this boat. They made us weigh 500 pounds more.
Yeah.
We've been penalized for being a smaller boat, where you would think they'd say, you know what, they got a smaller boat, smaller tunnel, no wider tunnel. You'd think we'd get a little something. No, they don't truly want to do that. They probably look at me and Jay, which I really truly believe is like, hey, they're 2 veteran guys. You can't give these guys something because it could affect the rest of us. So you know what? It is what it is. But I've released Peter to build a new 46, cut down, bigger step in the back, an 18-inch step. We're adding a couple, 2 steps more forward. It's going to be 12 inches wider. It'll be chopped down, and when all said and done, it should be around a 42.4 to a 43.4.
Amazing.
But you got to remember with Peter, it takes time to build a boat.
Well, and we know it does, but I know if anybody can get a boat dialed in, it's you 2 guys.
Yep.
And I'm one to never count WHM out of the game.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
These 1100s, I got to tell you, very finicky. The water pressure is just so touchy on where you got to be between that 22 to like 36. If it's over that, the Guardian it can make you crazy. I mean, we tested at my shop last week, 153, 154. We're all excited. We get here, Mark jumps in the boat. They do this, that, the other thing. We put the thing in the water for qualifying. It goes into a Guardian mode.
wow.
It's just they're very finicky. And you got to remember, all of these guys had 2 years on figuring out their water situation and their electronics in the boat. Me and Jay got last year. We really, listen, if it wasn't for the shenanigans in Supercat, I'd still be in Supercat. So it was a call that me and Jay made that was trying to get out of that till it gets a baseline and they clean it up. And we're going to do 1100s. I mean, now I'm committed. So I don't know if or see me going back to Supercat.
Well, with the new boat being built, I think the writing's on the wall what you're doing. So.
Yeah, I agree. It'd be exciting.
It's definitely going to be exciting. You guys always bring excitement.
68 years old. I'm doing it a long time.
Young man.
Yeah.
And I know a couple of years ago we had a health scare with you. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've had a couple of them. 5 stents. I had a wear coloscopy for probably 8 months. I almost died. I never knew what, listen, here I am, a plumber, and you think I know all about septic, right?
Right.
And then when I was on the table and they said, hey, listen, we lose people every day. That's 15% septic. I looked at the doctors. I was like, thank God I'm not 15% septic. He goes, no, my friend, you're 35% septic. They looked at me. To this day, they don't know how I lived, and I don't know how I lived, but it wasn't. The guy up above said, it's not my time to go.
And I know how you live because God's not ready for a gas boat racer yet. You got more to do. And let's finish up. How good was it to see Jim Black today have a service again?
Oh, he's always great. We love seeing him at all the races, you know?
He's another guy that really loves the sport. You know, like I said right at the start of this, I wouldn't have it any other way. You know, the camaraderie, the hanging out, the fun. Listen, there were very few people in the sport that you really dislike. You know, when me and James has done it so long. You know, I've always said you got your 3-year, your 5-year, and your 7-year plan people. They come in for 3 years, and if they don't do what they're supposed to do, they quit. Or some of them come in and they get what they got to get done in 3 years, and they still quit. I mean,
You guys aren't going anywhere. The time you had in this, it's amazing. So,
oh
you know,
no,
WHM's got more years to come.
oh yeah,
And I appreciate the time. Everybody, remember, just like you said, hug the ones you love that matter.
Yep.
Because tomorrow is not promised.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
WHM, the one and only.
Thank you.
Off.
Cool.
Jim Muller.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Keep watching.
You need these back, right?
The miles, the crashes, the wins, the years spent living on the edge between control and chaos. What you're left with isn't just a record, it's a legacy. Because Billy Moff and Jay Muller aren't just names in offshore racing. They're part of its foundation, part of its history. And somehow, after all these years, they're still out there, still strapping in, still chasing the throttle, still pushing the limits of what man and machine can survive, side by side, the way they've always done it. Because this isn't just what they do, it's who they are. It's early mornings and long nights. It's broken parts and second chances. It's knowing that at any moment, a 30-cent fitting or a $34 water hose can take it all away. And still going out there anyway. That's not just racing. That's passion. That's commitment. That's something most people will never understand. And yet, they've lived it for decades, together. And as long as life gives them the chance, you already know where they'll be. In the cockpit, in the spray, and on the edge, still writing their story. And the truth is, that story isn't finished. Because once the new boat is done at Skater, it's going to bring a whole new level of racing. Not just for them, but for all of us. Because this generation, it's not over. Not even close. It still has stories to write, and they're not done telling them. Because some careers fade, some moments pass, but this is different. Because heroes get remembered, but legends never die. This is as the prop turns.